Welcome back to the Esports Mini League European Series Round 2, which takes us this time to the French Grand Prix. Andy, that was a good first round, looking to pretty much set up the rest of the series.
Definitely so. Very interesting round number one, round the Circuit de Catalunya. Win taken by VSR Marquez after a 3-second time penalty for GP1 Leon in that race, who led pretty much most of the race except during the pit stop phase. So to pick up a penalty and lose the race win by 0.6 of a second, I'm sure he will want to make amends for that in this race. Circuit de Paul Ricard for this one though, obviously a new addition to the F1 calendar in 2018. Bound to be interesting though, and obviously got long back straight, which is interrupted by the chicane, the Mistral Straight. Is it Mistral? Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, it is Mistral Straight. There you go. Getting my names mixed up. But that's going to be interesting. And obviously, turn one, people try and have a look into turn one, but it's quite quick still. It's taking about fourth gear into turn one normally, so still a very, very quick corner, so be careful. Looks like at the moment, fingers crossed, we have all 20 drivers in this time. I think we're missing Stam, as we know, or it would be Linder, as his username is in here from the last race. He was unable to get in for any reason. So we do have 20 drivers, and hopefully we have all 20 drivers having no issues and able to make it through to the start of the race. You obviously got one shot qualifying coming up in just a moment's time, so going to be interesting. Obviously, one thing I just want to quickly say though, thank you very much to everyone who joined us for that first race there in Spain. I think I've seen it topping up at around about 38 viewers at one point. We've already got 16 in for this, and we've not even started the lobby. So thank you very much to everyone who's been joining, and we hope you are enjoying the action as they're about to go live. And the lobby readies up for one-shot qualifying around Paul Ricard.
Absolutely, and I'd just like to say now, I looked at the live control room on the YouTube side of it, and it's the stream health is bad. It's all in red lights and everything. So apologies if you're experiencing some streaming, some buffering. Hopefully that all irons out as we head further and further into the stream today. At least in this one, hopefully.
I think it was YouTube, because I just tried to click onto this one and it says no connection. So I think YouTube just had a hissy fit for a second, so hopefully that's all it was.
Oh yeah, it says good now. It's all green, it's all good. Oh, YouTube, never change, never change. But anyway, yes, the French Grand Prix, which I believe has several hundred layouts. But yeah. Yeah, Corey says great action from round number one. As you can see, Alan Kay there is on the points tonight. He's on the penalties as well. He's got the perfect job, adding and maths. It's all good. And Z3's hoping for a better result in this one after he crashed out from the last race. Strong start for VSR then, but don't rule anyone out just yet, as GP are on their tail basically. TOF and TTG locked in a tight battle then, but of course we've only had one round out of 6, and in these alternate points map, obviously everyone scores a point as long as you finish, so that's the important thing.
Definitely so. You always want to get to the end. The alternative points means points are paid all the way down to the last runner, so even if you're a lap down, like we've seen with KLC in that race, he ended up a lap down and he dropped down. I've got Leon here, so I don't know if you want to just jump to that, and I'll just do a quick lap around the track.
Yes, you absolutely go for it.
At turn one, and onto the brakes there, and I say there you go, fourth gear into the first turn, into turn number 2, and heading up towards turn 3, and very easy to get the braking wrong into here, braking around about 75 metres, fourth gear in the way, and then quickly into the left hand of third gear, and then down to second again, throw it across into the apex, and then you just want to wait a little bit in the throttle and fourth, and then put the foot down through here very easily flat out, and then this is the DRS down the Mistral Straight. It's obviously going to be castrated shortly by this chicane rather than being the old full version all the way down. Hard on the brakes, around about 100 metres roughly, and you just want to follow it through third gear, 70 plus miles an hour, and back on power one more time. No DRS down the second part, and this corner up here is absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely flat out. Look at this, chuck it in, easy flat through there. And then this is a tricky section as well because it's fast on the way in, but it tightens up as it goes around, down from 8th gear down to 4th there on the apex there for Leon. And then again across the track you've got a the radius of the corner just tightens as it goes along. Back across to the right hand side, coming up to the line already, such a quick lap. Throw it in 4th gear there into the left hand, and in the final corner right hander down to 2nd, down to 1st gear and across the line. And we'll see who takes the pole position for this race. It's Epic Gamer who's going to take pole from Blizzard in 2nd place. So VSR once again top in the standings. Leon, who we rode on board with, 2nd in Catalonia, pole position there, and he takes 4th place.
Absolutely, we'll get the full running as we head towards round 2 of the esports mini series. We've got Epic Gamer on pole position, Blizzard in 2nd, Luca in 3rd, Leon 4th, Max Till in 5th, Jay in 6th, Linda in 7th, Marquezes in 8th, Fletcher in 9th, Squeezy 10th, Morn in 11th, Ox in 12th, Mark in 13th, Rapid 14th, Poe 15th, KLC 16th, Lambo 17th, Alex in 18th, Z3 19th, and Floris was disqualified. He'll be starting from the back of the grid.
Yeah, and all the way down to 19th, 1.9 seconds. Now, that does seem quite a lot, but when you think that obviously it is one-shot qualifying, and if you make any mistake, there's no chance to redeem that back like you would do in a normal qualifying session. So 1.9 seconds, I would say, is pretty decent to cover the field here in a one-shot situation. And we could be in for a very interesting race indeed, especially with that DRS zone down towards that chicane. And obviously, you mentioned there at the start about the many layouts that this place has. It was actually one of the stats I had. You know what I'm like for a stat here, and I love them. There is 167 different layouts of this track. Can you believe that?
Well, I mean, my eyes will be strained from the amounts of red and blue there are at this track, but if that makes it 160 odd track layouts and we're only using the one today, I'm absolutely fine with that.
Agreed. And yeah, the blue and red, although it's the high grade asphalt which is designed to slow you down rather than using gravels, it is a bit of an eyesore sometimes. Really is.
A bit of an eyesore.
I was trying to be kind.
Anyway, here we go for the formation lap then. And a quick detail to note is that everyone qualified on the ultra soft tyres, which is of course the softest tyre you can have here, in the top 10 apart from Squeezy. He qualified on a set of super softs, so watch out for him then. Everyone behind him, Morn on a set of super softs, Ox on a set of super softs, Mark in 13th, Neon Rapid 14th, and Poe in 15th, starting on ultra soft tyres. KLC 16th on super softs. We've got Lambo there in 17th on ultra softs, Alex in 18th on super softs, Z3 in 19th on super softs, ultra softs, sorry, and Floris, who ran wide in qualifying, got his lap time invalidated. He's starting on the soft tyre, the hardest tyre possible, at the back of the grid.
That's going to be interesting to watch his progress being on the soft tyre towards the back. Squeezy done a good lap time on that super soft. Obviously, only 13 laps, so it is obviously more of a sprint rather than the usual 50% mini marathon that you usually get in league racing. But it's still obviously going to play its part tyre where you know, especially with some drivers can have aggressive driving styles that can tear the tyre up as well. But I'm watching them coming through, and I think for this race, the man in second, who took third place in Spain, Blizzard, I think it's going to be a very good shout for the win in this one here. You know, we know he's quick, we know that. He's the most decorated TTL F1 driver going as well, so you know, we know what he can do. And I think from second place, having managed to nail qualifying this time, he could be on for a very good race. But Luca's behind him. He done well with some good overtakes and aggressive moves there in Spain. Leon's not far behind. He obviously led most of the race in Spain before that 3-second penalty meant he lost the win to Marquez by 0.6 of a second. So he'll be looking for redemption here. Max will be 5th, G in 6th, having had a bit of a terrible race in Spain. Looked like he had to pit twice, looked like he had wing damage at one point here, so he'll be looking to make up and gain IRL some points. And obviously we've got the Red Bull of Linder there, which is for TUF, having missed out on the first race, so he'll be obviously looking to make up for lost ground as we are on the grid.
Absolutely. 20 drivers for this one, a full grid of drivers. That means all teams are represented for this race as we head now for the third round of the mini league. 5 red lights. Has it done it again? It has done it again. No lights for this. We've got to guess when they go. Round 2 is underway, and what are the starts like? Looks like Epic Gamer got a good start then, and Blizzard has to drop back. He's already behind his teammate by quite some margin, and we head towards turn 1. We've got the Williams there of Leon trying to go up the inside of Luca. Luca having to leave the room there, and as they try and make their way through, oh, that's Luca. He's off and around. Can he keep it out of the wall? Yes, he can, but he's lost a huge amount of time, and that is not going to help his tyre wear at all then. As we have a look further up, we've got debris flying there. Oh, that's Linda. Linda has spun as well as Mark there at the exit of turn 3 there. And lots of, well, there was debris coming there as Mark tries to jump up the inside of Z3 then to try and make up positions. We've got Marquez here on the inside of Ox as we head down towards the chicane of turns 8 and 9. As we see here, that's a Toro Rosso in the background. That is Lambo trying to go up the inside of Fletcher here then. And now that becomes the outside line for turn 9. And then through No Name, as we head up the hill towards turn 10 then. Lots of close racing here, but Luca, Linda and Mark losing out.
Definitely. So I don't know, I didn't catch what happened to Luca. Obviously you caught it there on the stream, but Linda, it looked like, I don't know if it was Squeezy or Mark, but it was contact between the Red Bull and one of the McLarens. That's what turned the Red Bull round. Z3 got caught up in it as well. He tried to take avoid in action and got caught up in that as well. So that's cost them a lot of time. I'm guessing it would have been Mark, considering he's down in 17th, but Squeezy was in there somewhere as well. He's having a look at the back of Neon at the moment, having lost 2 places at the starting pole. We have an opportunistic move on Fletcher. It's put him well wide, and he's going to lose a number of places as he comes cross track and goes into pit lane. He damaged his mind. We've got a few drivers there. Pole's got a 5-second penalty for speeding, so we've got Fletcher, Pole, KLC and Linder all in pit lane at the end of lap 1. So they are all on super sauce, I think they were, or ultra sauce for Poe at least anyway, so they're going to be able to get the pit stop phase out of the way. Moving back up, Flores is already up to 12th from starting last. He's all over the back of the Williams and Mane, who's really went into the back of the Mercedes and Neon Rapid there and managed to avoid that squeeze. He's managed to make up a few places due to the pit stops there. So he's now up to 9th, but it's Epic Gamer half a second clear up front as Max goes past GP1 Leon into the chicane there. The Red Bull passing the Williams, no DRS there. That was purely slipstream and straight line speed, probably a bit of battery life in there as well. And he is now up into a 3rd place for Max, but Leon's not going to take that line down. Jay's still in 5th place. You got Marquez into 6th place, and on those first laps, as we ignore the bottom 4 who are already pitted, the biggest loser was Luca after that spin. The biggest gainer is Lambo, who is up 9 places from his starting place.
Well, it's been an eventful first lap, that's for sure. And, well, Alan in the chat there says penalties have gone out the window. That's fine, Alan. All we need are the points. As we see Flores here trying to go on the back of Morn here as we head through the final corner. Will he try and move down the inside? No, he won't. He'll try and prioritise that exit then. Epic Gamer leads from Blizzard, from Max Till, Leon, Jay, Marquezes, Ox, Lambo, Squeezy and Rapid. That is your top 10 so far. Here comes Flores then, trying to make a move for P11 as we head down towards turn 1. And Flores has the inside line, but you can see there, just in the corner of your eye, Morn there is just about keeping a hold of it. He's lost the back end. Flores now has to try and go around the outside. Has he got the move done as they head towards the braking zone of turn 3? He has the outside line and he's got the move done and dusted there. Flores now up to P11.
That was a lovely move there from the Haas driver. Seen some really good overtaking moves here tonight, and it looks, it's given us really good racing. And to what we've seen, it's been really respectful from all the drivers. So we've got to give, tip our hats off to them for that. Jay's made a move on Leon going into the chicane there. That will have been DRS assisted. So the Mercedes ahead of the Williams as Leon drops another place at the same corner, 2 laps in a row, having lost out to Max the previous lap. Jay's now got ahead of him on this lap. Marquez is still sitting there in 6th place, winner of the first race. He's got Ox behind him. Lambo's looking very racy, and that's Leon drifting his way through the right-hander. He managed to hold it by going off the track a little bit. It's allowed Marquez to get through, so Leon drops down to 6, and oh, that was Ox hitting the back of the Williams there, I think. Could be wing damage for the Renault. Leon loses another place. Lambo still looking very racy at the moment, goes up the inside into the right-hander, left-hander, and he's got through before the final corner. Leon dropping down the field. I wonder if he's picked up some damage as well. Here comes some more pit stops. Leon's in the pits, Jay's in the pits, Marquez in the pits. I'm guessing there's going to be wing damage, certainly for a few of them at least, I would imagine. So we've got more drivers pitting already. We're only on lap 4 of 13, and the pit stop phase is already in full swing.
Yeah, whether it's forced or not, the pit window is definitely open. Poe on the back of Fletcher then, as KLC is having to defend from lean dirt there. Lots of drivers in the pits then, and those drivers who are pretty much at the top of the field have managed to break away and instant free. Mark has got past Morn there. He's now up to P9. Remember, he was caught up earlier on in the race, and on those ultra soft tyres, putting some good flat spots in them will not help him at all. Lambo here on the back of Ox as we head towards the chicane here, and we head towards turn 8 as he got the move done before the braking zone, moves across and takes away P4, and Ox now drops to P5. Flores meanwhile has made a move on Rapid, and Mark has just about managed to hold on from Maud in the DRS zone.
Yeah, nice move from Lambo under DRS. It was the exact same for Flores on Rapid as well. Looking here though, Mark side by side with Manny coming through that fast left-hander, flat out through there. McLaren able to hold on for the moment ahead of the Williams, but that's going to go on for a little bit longer. Lambo's looking very racy here on those ultra softs. He's already made his way up through the field. 13 places he's gained. The only one to gain that many places so far is Flores, who started at the back of the field. So those two making some fantastic progress as Blizzard takes over the race. As Epic Gamer and Max come into pit lane. Lambo's into the pits as well. Here's Squeezy and Ox down the front straight. They're going to take over second and third. McLaren's got the legs at the moment on the Renault, but the Renault still got the inside line. Does Squeezy have the pace to go around the outside? McLaren versus Renault again. Oh, and Ox has to take the long way round. He carries on any more than that. It'll be in Monaco before long. Takes out the 150 metre board as well, and Squeezy will not be happy at that. I'm coming back on the track, but I'm sure Ox will probably say he was pushed off the track, is how he'll have seen it. He gets a 3-second time penalty for his troubles though. That'll come back to haunt him later on in the race. So Squeezy though, much better traction. I don't know if Ox maybe just got it wrong or decided to let him through. Flores so is going to have a go as well. It should be an easy move for the Haas, considering the advantage he had there with the Renault. Slow on the way out, and he's got the move done before the braking zone. Pulls back in front, and that is Flores through as well, but he's bumped into the back there of Squeezy. I don't know if that was just a bit of lag going on there on screen. Flores now has got Ox all over the back of him one more time, having made the move under DRS. No more DRS until the front straight now, through the fast left-hander. Can the Renault make a move? It would be very brave to have a go up there into that braking zone. We've got penalties all over the shot. 3-second 10 penalty for Max. I've seen other penalties as well. Alan, I do not envy you trying to keep up with this, my friend. Good luck.
Oh, yeah, I think he's just keeping an eye on the points there. Meanwhile, that's a battle going on behind. That's between Poe and Linder, and they've made contact. No, it's KLC and Linder. They've made contact coming out of the exit of turn number 8. Is that? Yes, it is. And KLC has carried on. Linder, though, will not be happy. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. It wasn't very clear, but it looks like the two of them linked together and sent each other going round.
Yeah, I didn't catch it either, unfortunately. I'm sure we'll maybe hear more of it. I'm currently watching Poe trying to go up the inside of Fletcher over P15 and 16. Blizzard has came into pit lane, as has Mark now. So Squeezy takes over the lead of the race from Flores, Ox and Manny. They four are still to pit though. They've not made any pit stops at all, running super soft, soft, super soft, super soft. So they've probably got at least a few more laps, certainly the super soft runners. Flores could go probably up to lap 9 though, possibly even lap 10, just put the ultra softs on it and really ring it out in the last few laps. But you don't want to leave the pit stop too long as Flores takes over the lead of the race from Squeezy. Gone up the inside on DRS into the chicane, and from last, Flores now leads the race from last on the grid.
Absolutely brilliant job from him so far, but he's got to keep those tyres in check then as Fletcher picks himself up a 3-second time penalty. Squeezy's not going to give up that position, not by a long shot, and you can see him really attack turn number 11 there. That's a long flowing corner, turn 11. You've got to be patient on the throttle as we head towards turn 12. So Flores does lead the way. Squeezy second, Ox in third, Morn in fourth. They've all yet to stop though. As Epic there in fifth with Max still actually jumping Blizzard in the pit window. So Max is up to P6, Blizzard in P7, Marquez is in 8th, Jay is in 9th, Leon is in 10th place, closely followed by Lambo in P11, Rapid in 12th, followed by Luca in 13th, Mark in 14th, Fletcher 15th, Poe in 16th, KLC 17th, Leader 18th, Z3 19th, and Alex is in P20. We have all 20 runners so far in this race.
Hopefully it can stay that way as well as Max under DRS. Looking at the back at Epic Gamer into turn 1, but has to think better off it there. Pulls back in for the meantime. I'm sure he'll try and just get the better traction out of the next couple of corners before the DRS down the Mistral straight towards the chicane. Seems to be the more favourable overtaking zone on the track as Neon Rapid, Mark and someone else. That was 3 penalties all in one shot there. So there's going to be a ton of penalties at the end of this race as the drivers really push the track limits. And the virtual Charlie Whiting goes, I am not having any of that. Here comes Max for the DRS. I don't think he's close enough though to do anything about that there, as Lucas managed to get ahead of Mark and Neon Rapid, as Lambo's having a look up the inside the GP1 Leon, who's heading backwards through the field, having started in fourth. And a good move there from Lambo in the Toro Rosso. So Leon drops down. Mark is ahead in this battle here as Luca goes round the outside of Neon Rapid there. Neon managed to get back ahead of the Renault for a second there, down to the braking zone, but the Renault got the better there. But the Mercedes now with the better traction out and is able to pull back ahead and onto the racing line before the right-hander here, the really quick part of the track. And Mark has got the head of this, and he's going to have to be careful because these two want past very, very quickly indeed. And Luca, we know, is not shy and sticking it up the inside, as he's done exactly that on Neon Rapid there. Slides the Mercedes wide. I'm hoping he's going to give that place back to the Mercedes. He does indeed. That was a very opportunistic move, and a dollar late, a day late and a dollar short.
Well, there you go. He has given the place back though, so he has in some ways apologised for that one, as we're looking at Max still trying to chase down Epic Gamer. What's interesting though is how long these tyres have lasted for the front four. Flores of course is on the soft tyres, so you'd expect that, but Squeezy, Ox and Morn all keeping their tyres for 7 laps so far. You times that by 4, obviously. They've managed to keep those tyres running a long, long way. But Morn here might have a look at Ox, and he has done with the DRS. You can see, though, Ox was braking much, much later then, but couldn't quite keep the position then. And Morn is up to P3. Then we're having a look at Max Till on Epic Gamer, of course, going along the straight that hasn't got DRS. He's in the slipstream, though. This for TUF, the highest running Red Bull in their sort of sub-team of drivers. As you can see, Max still just about wanting to try and put it up the inside. Epic just got across to block the move and kept the position there.
Nice little battle between Luca and Neon after that day late dollar short attempt by the Renault. Round the outside into the chicane went Luca. Got the move done, but then Neon again, better traction out of the corner, and they're going through side by side through the fast section now. Luca though with the inside line finally gets the move done, and after giving that place back, he finally gets through cleanly there, as we got pit stops going on. Flores, Squeezy, Manny, Ox, the last 4 drivers are all in pit lane now. I'm expecting to see Ultrasofts getting fired on every single one of those cars. We'll see where they come back out, but Epic Gamer goes into the lead of the race with Max in second place. They're coming up towards the DRS zone in just a moment's time. Blizzard in third, VSR Marquez in fourth, so it's 1-3-4 for VSR once again. Jay in fifth for IRL, Lambo in sixth for TTG, then it's Leon for GP1. Flores has came back out in 8th place on the Ultrasoft tyres, so 12 places from where he started. That's going to be good for him. And we've got the 2 McLaren TTG drivers, Squeezy and Mark, 9th and 10th. Luca having made that move finally in 11th. Neon Rapid 12th, Pose in 13th. Manny in 14th, Fletcher 15th, KLC in 16th, and they 4 are pretty close together on track as well. Ox is in 17th, Lender is in 18th, having had the incident earlier on. Z3 in 19th, and GP1 Alex is the last runner on track, as Max is coming real close to the back of Epic Gamer here, and he's trying to get the move done. Can he finally make the move? This is VSR versus TUF going on here, Epic Gamer and Max, VSR got a good lead already. TUF needing a few more points to try and jump up ahead of GP1 Racing. They're only 4 points behind at the start of this race, so Max trying to do his best there for his team to gain the victory points. 25 points that would be. Obviously he wants to win for his own pride as well as they go into lap 10 of 13. We're into the final stages of the second race here tonight.
You can see how much pressure Epic Gamer is under. Blizzard as well is falling back. He's 2.7 behind this battle, so these two are starting to gallop away. Oh, Flores here now. Flores. Down the inside into turn one as he got the move done. Still around the inside. You can see on those much better ultra soft tyres, Flores gets the move done. His next target now will be Lambo up ahead of him, 9/10 up the road. And we'll see how quickly that can cut down. Of course, he will have the DRS to help him. And of course, with Neon there picking up a 3-second time penalty. Those time penalties, we may not have been able to keep up with them, but they will be cost effective at the end of the race. Of course, they'll all have to be added up. So you can see Flores here without the DRS is side by side with the DRS. It looks like it's going to be a relatively easy move. You can see that Lambo is sticking with him, trying to brake later as we head down towards turn 8 and then through turn 9, then through the corner with no number, and Flores there gets the move done and he's up to P6.
Another good move there. It was a lovely move into turn 1 as well. First of all on I think it was Leon. He done that move on those ultra softs, working really, really well. He's right up behind Jay already, coming into the fastest part of the track. Jay's been on those tyres for 6 laps. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2 somewhere. I'm going to jump back and see if I can see what's going on there. Let me see, don't see anything going on, so can't make out what happened there. We've got Fletcher and KLC going side by side into the fast part of the left-hander. KLC gets through and then the Ferrari just jumps up the inside. The Sauber goes off the track slightly there as they come through, and then the Sauber finally gets the move done there, but Fletcher's still going to try and get by. He has to concede the position, and Max now with a 3-second time penalty up at the top of the leaderboard, still chasing down Epic Gamer as we're on to lap 11 of 13. These two are pretty much nose to tail. If they were any closer, it would be NASCAR at Daytona for the 500 if they were any closer than this, drafting their way around that huge oval. But here we go up to the Mistral straight. Obviously the Red Bull's going to have DRS. That Force India is not going to have anything, but I'm sure the battery's going to be turned up somewhat. Here we go. Can Max get the move done into the chicane? He pulls to the inside line to the left. He's going to be later on the brakes possibly. Can he get the move done? Yes, he does. A nice move there from the Red Bull as his teammate picks up a 3-second penalty, and Max moves into the lead of the race from Epic Gamer.
Well, Epic Gamer isn't done here yet. You can see he's in the slipstream. Max is looking to try and take a defensive line. There's really no way you can go through turn 10, and Epic Gamer right on the gearbox now as we head towards turn 11, and that looks like Epic Gamer is going to have to go the long way around. And he's still on the outside line, and that is a brilliant move from Epic Gamer. Really stuck it on there in the outside. He's told Max he's not done yet, and so you have thought they had the lead of this race. They don't, because VSR's just taken it back.
Yeah, definitely. I just jumped it back to Max just as he was nearly looked like he was losing it there, going through the fast corner. So really, really good stuff there. Currently watching Ox has just got himself past GP1 Fletcher and KLC as well. KLC, remember, a lap or two ago was ahead of Fletcher, so he's dropped behind both the Renault and the Ferrari now, so dropping back down the order, and that was coming through at the chicane as Max has gone back through into the lead of the race one more time into turn 1, and that is now onto the penultimate lap, and the Red Bull finally through. This time though the Force India will have the DRS down the Mistral straight. Blizzard looks pretty safe in P3. Liam has managed to get past Lambo into turn 1 as well. That's over 7th and 8th place. Squeezy's just behind him as well. But back to the front here. Max now has got to defend from the Force India, which has got DRS. He's got the battery turned up to 4, but so does that Force India. Here we go one more time, down to the chicane. Leaves it to the last second as Epic Gamer late on the brakes. Can he get it done? Yes, he does indeed. Carbon copy of what Max done to him last time round, and the Force India is through, but the Red Bull is not going to give up lightly. We're going to see another round through this fast part. Blizzard is sitting there in the background with a box seat over this, and VSR Marquez is not too far behind. VSR once again 1, 3, 4, 5. They're showing some good dominance at the moment in terms of the team standings, and Epic Gamer able to hold on for now as they come up to start the last lap in just a moment.
Absolutely, coming around the final few corners into the last sector, we head through turn 13. We've got yellow flags out, and that is Fletcher who's found himself spun around. So that is GP1, GP1 car spun around, and he might lose a couple of positions here. He's actually rejoined straight in front of Poe here, and Poe is going to try and move down the inside. We've got yellow flags once again. Oh, that's a tap from Poe. It's a tap from Poe, and the Ferrari's gone. Fletcher's off. And we've got a Renault off there. Sorry to cut you off, Andy, but slight contact there. Fletcher's around. And what happened to the Renault?
I'd only caught the end of it. I think there was contact between Ox and Neon Rapid. He's got wing damages at Renault, so that put him off the track. But yeah, Fletcher went halfway off the track. He went so far off there. He's now last after that. Those tyres will be an absolute state. But you caught that one better than me there with instant repos, who's now dropped down as well. I wonder if he's got damage. Oh, Ox, it looked like he was going for pit lane. He's maybe spun there. Carries on to do the last lap, so that was interesting. He's slowed right down now.
Yeah, he's been disqualified. He's been disqualified from the race. Multiple penalties. Meanwhile, then Epic is just about holding on from Max, but he's going to provide a lot of pressure. Is that Red Bull as we head up the straight without DRS towards turn 10 for the very last time. And you can see there Blizzard just in the distance, ready to pounce if these two make a mistake. You can see Max here now is going to try the move that Epic Gamer tried last time around, but he can't quite do it, not quite alongside enough. And you can see that fuel indicator is flashing red. These guys are trying to use as much fuel as possible without running out. And Epic Gamer here coming through turn 13. There's only really one real braking zone left for Max. Can he do that? Can he make the move as we head through turn 14 to the last braking zone? You can see Epic Gamer cutting off that cut-off line. You can see Max Trier has got to try and make a move, but he can't quite do it. Even with the DRS, Epic Gamer is just about going to run him to the line. And Blizzard here will cross the line. Will he take that position away? He actually takes the race win. Blizzard there takes the win from Epic Gamer, and Marquez is in third. Max actually drops down to fourth now as Flores finishes in fifth, having started from last in the pack. Jay then in sixth, Squeezy in seventh, Lambo eighth, Leon in ninth there as Mark then crosses the line in 10th. We've got Morn in 11th place, but he has to serve a 5-second stop-go penalty. Luca then up to 12th as Neon finishes 13th, KLC 14th, Lean Dirt didn't really go right from him after turn 1 as Poe here weaves across the line. Lean Dirt 15th, Poe 16th, Z3 here is going to come across the line in 17th, and then GP1 cars of Alex and Fletcher are going to finish 18th and 19th. But Blizzard takes the race win of round 2 in the mini league.
And another dominating performance for VSR. That was 1-2-3-5 after all those penalties filtered their way out. Good battling though at the end. We've seen from Epic Gamer and Max there. We've seen some really good stuff. Seen a nice move as well from Squeezy around the outside of the chicane on that final lap as well. That was down around about 7th place. VSR are really stamping some real authority on this mini league in these first two races so far. That was first, third, fourth and fifth in Spain, and now first, second, third and fifth in France. And it's looking pretty ominous already in terms of what they're doing, because they seem to be very quick wherever they go. But obviously the next race is Austria, and that is going to be absolutely manic. There's your standings. Blizzard in first place, Epic Gamer second, Marquez in third, Max in fourth, Flores in fifth, J6, Squeezy 7th, Lambo in 8th, Leon 9th, Mark in 10th, Manny in 11th, Luca 12th, Neon Rapid 13th, KLC 14th, Leonard, I gee up, he's in 15th, GP1 Alex in 16th, Paul 17th, Fletcher 18th, Z3 19th, Ox in 20th place. And just quickly before it changes, shout out to Blizzard, Marquez and G. Not a single time penalty for those 3 drivers. That's very impressive indeed.
Especially around a track like this where, you know, even touching the white line with your fourth wheel gives you a 3-second time penalty, especially around this track. So that is good to see. And we'll wait now for Alan to pop the results from this one in the chat, and once we do that we'll be moving on to the third stream of the night and the third round of the night then. So all we're doing now is waiting for Alan. We'll talk more about that race then. As you were saying, VSR look like they have a stranglehold of this race. Of course, tonight is only half the story. We have the rest of the races, rounds 4, 5 and 6 next week, so it's far from over yet.
No, definitely. Obviously we've got Austria coming up, the last race for tonight, and then next Wednesday we've got Belgium, Germany and Britain. So Spa, Hockenheim and Silverstone. It's going to be very good indeed. Just quickly in the chat, I see Rush Viper 141, obviously a different name to one of the drivers, said he didn't hit the Ox guy, he was 10 seconds behind, he spun it. So obviously maybe just the way I seen it on the screen, so apologies for that, because I thought that was what had happened. when I caught the end of it, but it was the end of it that I caught, so I do apologise for that. But I did say at the start, being up, having got the qualifying pretty well done, that Blizzard was a good shout for the race victory, and was proved right, albeit by penalties. But you know, as they say, you've got to finish, and if you can finish without penalties, especially in this game, you've got a very good chance of jumping up the order, and he's done exactly that.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially on those soft tyres as well. He was still making moves on the hardest compound possible. So it showed what pace he had. And I think if he'd have pitted a little bit earlier, maybe he could have challenged for some sort of podium towards the end of that one. But still, nevertheless, a great drive from him.
Definitely. So obviously, just waiting on Alan totaling up. Russia Viper is Neon. Thank you there, Neon. I wasn't too sure. Different name there for your YouTube. I say I only caught the end of that one there with Ox, so I thought maybe there had been some contact. So I do apologise for that. I'm obviously more than happy to correct myself if I have done something wrong or said something incorrectly. So thank you very much for correcting me. But very good race in the game with some really good overtakes here tonight. I've seen Epic Gamer, some Blizzard, Flores, a few others as well. I'm really impressed with the driving tonight. So what we've seen, it's been really fair. It's been aggressive as well, but we've not seen many incidents so far. Hopefully Austria doesn't prove to be the spanner in that works, but some really good driving so far. And I said it earlier on, I've got to tip my hat to the drivers. I know I certainly couldn't do that.
Yeah, it's the whole reason I stepped into the commentary box, Andy, was
Me too.
facing these guys and thinking, I'm never going to win. That's why we're up here. Let's stick to what we're good at, Andy.
Yeah, definitely. So stick to what we know. That's probably the best way to put it.
Absolutely.
I know I've tried this game. I've said it before on TTL commentaries. I am no good at this game. It's terrible.
I had a couple of podiums here and there, but you know, in my first couple of races in my third season was enough for me to say, you know what, I've had it.
Yeah, I got through a couple of races in the first season, and just due to work and everything else, never had the time to go back. But even they were a struggle. So I will stick to the commentary box and Project Cars 2 because I seem to prefer that much more. Which, funnily enough, if anyone is interested, I'm actually going to be doing some Project Cars 2 stuff on TTG in this year. I'm going to be starting to work very shortly, so look out on Twitter if you are interested in any Project Cars 2 leaks on the PlayStation 4 within TTG. I'll just throw that one in there now because that is coming very soon, and my idea is to have a fun cup race at some point as a wee starting point. So new stuff coming to TTTV in the new year, and it'll be Project Cars 2 to start with. Keep an eye on Twitter and I'll let you know when that's going to happen.
Stuart in the chat there saying I was a very good teammate. That's a matter of opinion, Stuart. Anyway, Alan's here with the results after round number 2, and it's fair to say VSR have a commanding lead. They're on 162 points. GP1 in second on 84, TTG in third on 74, TUF in fourth on 66, and IRL in fifth on 46 points. And with that, Andy, let's bring an end to this stream and head to the next one. The next one is, of course, the Austrian Grand Prix, and we'll be live with the stream with that one in just a couple of minutes' time.